today. Let's do something fun. Yeah, why don't we?
Hey, you looking for fun, huh? Want to smoke some weed?
Evansville Bossy will be designated the visiting team on the scoreboard. The non-starting members of the Bossy Bulldogs are number 10, Brian Copeland. Number 12, Anthony Wiley. Number 14, Joe Johnson. Number 22, John Searles. Number 24, Bobby Parm. Number 34, Courtney Dixon. And number 44, Rahi Fetras. And now the starting lineup for the Evansville Bossy Bulldogs. Starting at forward, a 6'5" junior, number 30, Ron Garrett. At the other forward, a 6'3" senior, number 42, Mike Cheney. Starting at center, a 6'6" junior, number 40, Andy Elkins. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 20, Antoine Pope. And at the other guard, a 5'10" senior, number 32, Chris Clayton. The Evansville Bossy Bulldogs are coached by John Allen. Designated the home team, introducing the loogootee Lions. The non-starting members of the team are number 11, George Dunn. Number 20, Chris Bateman. Number 24, Will Walker. Number 34, Scott Bullock. Number 42, Ken Searle. Number 45, John Ackerley. And number 54, Brad Howard. And now the starting lineup for the loogootee Lions. Starting at forward, a 6'1" senior, number 21, Brian Grindstaff. At the other forward, a 6'5" senior, number 32, Jeff Doyle. Starting at center, a 6'3" senior, number 44, Jeff Notte. At guard, a 6'2" junior, number 22, Chad Wade. And at the other guard, a 5'10" junior, number 30, Kenny Fry. The loogootee Lions are coached by Mr. Jack Butcher. The officials for the second game today are Mike Weisnora of Munster and Ray Tebby of New Palestine.
And there you saw part of the very large loogootee yellow and black contingent. Incidentally, Doyle, Nancy, and Fry. This is not a new experience for them. And Grindstaff, they all played on that team. In fact, Doyle, Nancy, and Fry started here against Bedford in the semi-state 2 years ago.
Fry doesn't look like he's grown much since then, and I said that to him earlier this week when I was up at Loogootee. He goes, yeah, but I'm better.
He sure is. Ready to jump, Jeff Doyle and Ron Derritt. Jack Butcher says the thing about Doyle, he's got quick legs, which means he gets off the floor. We know what a jumping jack Ron Derritt is. And Derritt controls the tip, and Bossy gets it.
Grindstaff with good anticipation almost came up with the steal. Into the zone.
Pope. Derritt with a rebound, knocked away. Kenny Fry with the steal. He's a 3-year starter for the Lions.
So the offensive rebound was there, but then the turnover. Dante is the big wide body. He's number 44. He can lay some leather on you.
So as you can see, loogootee trying to extend the defense. They will take the air out of it for a while.
This is the way they will start their offense.
We played almost a minute and a half and no score as yet. So Joe Mullen's fears are probably being realized. He doesn't like this type of pace. Almost lost it and almost thrown away by Fry. Kenny says slow it down.
Loogootee has had the ball for 90 seconds now. For a minute and a half, this possession.
Doyle, strong move, up. Doesn't get it. Derrick tips it, and Elkins controls it.
You see, Bosse didn't get impatient with their defense. They're a very patient bunch.
The Bulldogs avenged an earlier season loss during the sectional to Harrison. Ball out of bounds. It'll be back to loogootee. And then the Bulldogs came back and avenged their only other loss in the regional, beating a fine Vincennes team 79-55. Then they defeated Castle 81-67 in the championship of the Evansville Regional for their 18th straight win. We're still looking for the first points of this ball game. 5:30 to go in the first quarter.
Bosse will try to create some havoc here this time down the floor. Joe Mullen said defense, defense as they came down the floor.
Kenny Fry, a 3-year starter. Down to 5 minutes.
45 seconds so far in this possession, so if they had the shot clock, they'd be forced to have shot by now.
Doyle. Nani wrestling forward and gets it. They'll bring it back out, and a foul on Kenny Fry. Good defense by the Bulldogs. Pope got the ball, and Fry committed the personal. That's the first foul of the ball game.
Doyle inside that time. Boy, can Derrick and Elkins both get up. Really tough inside against those two.
And Chris Clayton will set up shop. Into Elkins. He's fouled, and the ball does not go in.
Elkins will get a lot of three-point plays and a lot of two-shot free throws. He really goes hard to the board when he gets it inside. He knows exactly where to put it.
The foul on Jeff Nante, the 6'3" senior, his first personal, and Elkins will go to the line as we are still looking for the first points of the ball game. 4:35 remain in the first quarter.
We saw a couple of perimeter players in the first game, in Mark Heisel and Damon Bailey. The second game here, a great matchup inside. Elkins and Derrick for Bosse, and Jeff Doyle inside for the Loogootee Lions.
Andy Elkins averaging 19 points a game, as does Ron Derrick. Gives the Bulldogs a 2-0 lead.
Jeff Doyle saying, let's spread our offense. He is one of the tri-captains, the three seniors You normally have a guard in there that's one of the captains, but it's the front line players.
Nice dish, but Nani couldn't handle it. A fine pass from Chad Wade, but the ball's retained by the Lions. Boy, Nani, they're absolutely letting him stand by himself. Almost down to 3.5 minutes.
It's now a minute possession. And the Loogootee fans are letting, or the Bosse fans are letting Loogootee know what they think about it.
It'll be interesting to see if Bosse could ever get the lead.
Well, I don't think Bosse's going to win this game 2-0. But very interesting tactic.
That's right, meaning a big lead.
Trying to make it a shorter game.
Under 3 minutes. Loogootee with its 6th appearance in the tri-state, in the semi-state. 70, 71, 75, 88, and now 1990. Nani fakes the shot.
Now 2 minutes on this possession.
2.5 minutes remaining. Inside, lost away by Grindstaff. Garrett, nice move, the jump, and it's 4-0 Bulldog. Ron Garrett. And a large Evansville contingent whoops it up.
Nothing. Tough to get our TV timeouts in this game.
We may be going to lunch early. Under 2 minutes, 1:50 to go in the first quarter.
This is like having Bob Gibson and Don Drysdale on the mound. These games are not going to take long. It takes a little bit of the crowd out of it.
Nante goes 1-1 and a foul. Joe Mullen up off his seat wanting a foul. Wanting a traveling rather. Foul on Mike Cheney, the first Bosse foul. We're going to take a timeout. 1:33 remaining in the first quarter. A low-scoring affair. There you see it. The Bulldogs by a couple buckets, 4-0.
With an Old National home equity loan, your house is your key to the bank. Money to get the things you want. Do what you want. Your money. Just write a check from your special checkbook. Anytime, anywhere, for anything you want. Money for more of the important things in life. From your bank for life. Old National.
Here's one of only 2 baskets in the first quarter. Dean?
Well, this is the only basket. The other points were free throws. Ron Garrett comes down and, hey, hits the bucket. That's the only thing we've got to show you coming back out of the commercial.
4-0 Bosse. Loogootee and White with the ball.
I don't know if our crew's earning their money on this one. We can just stay on this camera angle and watch Loogootee hold the ball. Our director, Bruce Valines, might fall asleep in the truck.
Down to 1:10. This too would help, I would think, although it takes you got to keep alert mentally. Physically, it's not as tough on the Bulldogs or Loogootee, whoever advances to the second game. Under a minute, 55 as you see.
Another 90-second possession.
Jack Butcher says go on in.
And they've held the ball a minute now since the timeout. Well, I give you the shooting percentages for the first quarter. Bossie's 1 of 2 and Loogoottee's 0 of 3. We've had 5 shots in the game.
And a foul. Pope fouls Chad Wade with 9 seconds on the clock.
They call Wade the diaper dandy, affectionately.
That's the second Bossy foul. Pope's first.
Wade, the only one of the starters that wasn't actually on the team when Loogootee came to Terre Haute 2 years ago.
He's a pretty good three-point shooter. That's where he was putting up that shot. So they knew where he was. And it's a 4-1 ball game.
9 seconds to go. Bossy will have plenty of time. And Bossy fans are giving the Loogootee fans a hard time that they finally scored with 9 seconds to go in the quarter.
Cheney, he'll put it up. Battling for it. Follow up, Pope, and that's the end of the quarter. The score in a very low-scoring affair. There you see it, 4-2. We're coming back right after this.
For great personal service and low everyday prices, check the lineup at your neighborhood True Value hardware store, where the March True Value of the month is this Allenite 30-piece screwdriver bit set. It includes 6 different types of tips, plus a magnetized driver, socket adapter, and a handy carrying case. In March, the Allenite screwdriver bit set is just $5.99, where you see the banner at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
We put you first. With checking for the whole family.
Union Federal's regular checking account is perfect for me. No minimum balance and no service charge.
My Check Plus account earns interest even if the balance falls below $200.
With Super Check Plus, I can count on money market rate earnings.
And it's free checking plus interest with the 60 Plus account.
Union Federal puts you first with the best checking accounts around.
We put you first.
There you see the Evansville contingent. They're Bulldogs with a 2-point lead. And some lovely representatives from Loogootee. Loogootee now with a chance to tie it. Let's see what they do. They really took the air out of the ball in the first quarter.
6 points and only 1 field goal scored in the first quarter.
Even I can keep the score with a game like this, Dean.
Ron Darrett hit the only bucket of the game. Talk about Hoosier hysteria. Well, this is hysterical, all right. 6 points in 8 minutes of play. Both teams hit both of their free throws. And Bossy led the rebounding category 4-1.
Jeff Nante again. Holding it, gets it inside, and it works. Chad Wade ties it. 4-4 is the score. 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. And a foul on Grindstaff. Ryan Grindstaff with his first personal.
Grindstaff usually gets the most athletic of the front line people, and of course that is Ron Darrett.
So the Bulldogs will inbound it.
Jack Butcher pleading his case. He says, come on, no way.
Butcher, the winningest coach in Indiana that is active. You know, if he coached another 4 or 5 years, he could come very close to surpassing Howard Sharp, the former Terre Haute coach. And Jack certainly gives no signs of retiring. Elkins to inbound it.
A lot of people just call him a genius. I mean, he has done it with marginal talent, and this year he's got excellent talent, and boy, he knows how to use it.
Short shot, but Elkins there, a foul and a basket.
Well, we said that Elkins would probably have a lot of either two-shot free throws or 3-point plays, and he definitely has a chance to get his first 3-point play.
And that is the foul on Jeff Nante, his second. It comes at 6:45 to go in the quarter. Bossy now will try to take a 3-point 7-4 lead. And Mr. Elkins, you know, Loogootee can shoot free throws too, and winning the sectional championship, they made 25 of 27. Pretty tough. Loogootee almost loses it, and they do. And a ball goes off of Jeff Doyle. A substitute coming in for the Loogootee Lions. Number 34, Scott Bullock, 6'3" senior. Bullock is in as Bosse brings it across. They lead it 7-4.
Bullock is the enforcer, and he's on Ron Darrett. That'll be a good matchup. He'll try to muscle Darrett a little bit.
Cheney finds the middle. Rebound Doyle. Doyle, incidentally, is 28 points from becoming the all-time leading scorer in Loogootee High School. That's quite a feat.
Brian Canada, I believe, holds the record there. What an outstanding player he was in his day. He's probably somewhere in the stands.
Right. And a foul. Foul on Andy Elkins, perhaps a little frustrated. That's his first. As Kenny Fry will inbound it. Mike Blake along with Dean Webster on this, the IHSAA network. It's the Terre Haute semi-state. Loogootee in white, taking on the Bosse Bulldogs from Evansville. Game 2, Bedford won the opener 56-54 over Terre Haute North. So the Stars are back in the finals of the Terre Haute semi-state, or of the Southern semi-state, for the third time in 4 years.
You know, they had to put Bullock in for Nante because Nante was probably getting pretty exhausted standing there holding the ball.
Shot missed. Strong rebound by Antoine Pope. Chad Wade with a miss.
And that was about another 92nd possession.
They go to Garrett, taken away by Doyle.
Third turnover by the Bulldogs. Great anticipation by Doyle. He's going to make some college coach very happy when he decides where he's going to continue playing.
Jack Butcher said this team of his, you know, he's known for his patient teams, but he said this is one of his most impatient teams he's ever coached, and yet most successful. They like to go out and go, but he said we have absolutely got to take the air out or we're going to get blown away, and that's why they're doing this.
Well, I think this team is smart enough to realize that, hey, coach knows what he's talking about.
You don't win 618 games by accident.
No, you certainly don't. You might think this team's undefeated and they would feel a lot of pressure. They have felt pressure all year being undefeated. They felt pressure early trying to get Jack Butcher his 600th win. When they did that, they're still undefeated. Now they get to the sectional. They're supposed to win the sectional. Still feeling a little pressure there, and even into the regional a little bit. But they said, oh, we really don't have anything to prove now. It's pretty much the tournament. You lose once you're out anyway. He said it's a different kind of pressure. And Kenny Fry was talking to me about that. Number 30 who has the ball right now. He said it's just a different kind of pressure, and being undefeated now, that's kind of gone by the wayside.
Butcher just looked up at the clock. There you see it. They've held it for almost a minute and a half. Doyle, strong move. Jeff Doyle with a pretty hook. His first basket, and it's 7-6. Bosse with the lead and the basketball.
Well, we have a regular racehorse game now. That's 2 buckets in 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
And Antoine Pope with a turnover. That's the 4th turnover for Bosse. Under 3.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter as Chad Wade brings it in to Kenny Fry.
Bosse starting to take a few more chances now on the half-court defense.
Doyle draws a crowd and a foul. Foul on Ron Darrett.
Doyle thought he had committed the charging foul. He turned around with a disgusted look on his face and then realized they'd called it on Darrett. And he got a smile on his face.
That is Derritt's first. And it'll send Jeff Doyle to the line. He'll have a chance to tie and perhaps give Loogootee its first lead. 3:07 remaining in the second quarter. It's like a football game. 7-6, huh?
Loogootee just missed the extra point.
Doyle was the sectional MVP. Here's a kid that they said USI wanted to sign early. Coach Lionel Sin knows who this young man is. Boy, would he be a great addition to that team. And Doyle ties it as we come down to the 3-minute mark. 7-7. The Loogootee fans on their feet. And a whistle, a foul on Michael Cheney. Away from the ball, Mike Cheney. And that's Cheney's second. Joe Mullen. We talked to him. We mentioned about superstitions. Joe, like a lot of coaches, has superstitions, doesn't he?
He's got that same outfit on. He likes to wear the gray pants and the red sweater. And already we're going to the 1-and-1, so the foul on Cheney will produce free throws at the other end for Wade.
Chad Wade, he has come on of late. He's got very good range. And he's hit almost 50 3-point shots on the year, but he hasn't. He's only put up one here.
He is a junior, team's second leading scorer, and he pops home.
Mr. Wade is the game's leading scorer with 5 points. 8-7 Loogootee.
That is Lugootee's first lead on the Wade free throw.
We're going to take a timeout. 2:59. Loogootee with its first advantage. 9-7. We'll be back to the Holman Center after this. There you see it. There's nothing wrong if you're just joining us. That's the score. 9-7. Loogootee on top of the Bossy Bulldogs. The Bulldogs bring it up. 2:55 remains in the second quarter. The winner to meet Bedford tonight for all the marbles in the Terre Haute Semi-State and a trip to the Hoosier Dome.
Bossy being very patient right now.
That's the key, too. They have to. They're contrary to past Bossy teams. They, too, are a half-court team. They've got to be careful and keep their patience. Derritt, super move. Cheney with a rebound. Cheney again. And we're tied. Mike Cheney with a great effort. 9-9.
There was the second and third shots we talked about.
And a foul on Chris Clayton.
Tough call for Chris Clayton.
And one of the most valuable members of the Bossy football team. Chris is one of the keys on this club. That's his first.
Clayton and Joe Mullen both pleading their case, saying, hey, I was just standing there. He ran into me.
And going to the line, Brian Grindstaff.
He's been in a little bit of a shooting slump in the tournament. But a 74% free throw shooter.
I believe today's his birthday, isn't it?
Yeah, 18th birthday today.
And he gets the birthday bounce. And Loogootee goes back on top. That's Grindstaff.
Happy birthday, Brian, on that one. That was for sure.
You bet. He is one of the tri-captains. He has struggled offensively through the tournament. But he does a lot of other very positive things for this club.
Well, when you're in a shooting slump, even those free throws sometimes kind of hard to go down.
There you see the advantage. 2:10 remains in the first half. Pope, he gets the shot and a foul on Brian Grindstaff, who was certainly overmatched against Ronnie Derritt. Derritt with good position.
We've seen a lot of second shots, Mike, and last week against Vincennes, 5 of Bossy's first 6 buckets against Vincennes were lay-ins. Against Castle, the same thing. Started off 3 of the first 4 buckets were either lay-ins or off the rebound buckets. So the offensive boards are definitely a key for the Bossy Bulldogs. If Derritt got one there and picked up the foul on Grindstaff.
Garrett with his third point. You know, it was March 20th, 1982, when Bosse and Bedford met in the afternoon at the Roberts Stadium, a 37-35 ball game. We may have another one of those this afternoon. Bosse escaped at the wire. And again, the game is tied. 2 minutes to go in the first half. 11-11. Jarrett with 4. Elkins with 5. Jeff Doyle, another one of the fine players, loses it. Here's Jarrett. Takes it down, up, misses it. Jarrett back up, and he's fouled. And that again is on Grindstaff.
And that's going to be 3 on Grindstaff if it is.
Ron Jarrett's kind of running off. May have either pulled a muscle or hurt his.
Well, he missed the second half of the Castle game because he turned his ankle. So that may be what happened. He may re-injure that ankle a little bit.
Grindstaff with his third foul with 1:46 to go in the half. And Ron Jarrett can give the Bulldogs regain the lead.
Hearing out through the shoulders of the Loogootee crowd, and they see their opponents miss.
Jarrett with his 5th point. 12-11 Bosse. As a foul on Antoine Pope as Kenny Fry splits the defense and picks up the foul. He'll go to the stripe. That's Pope's second foul.
Joe Mullen said, you got to hit him to foul him. Down there pleading his case. You're not going to win that argument, ever.
Kenny Fry with an outstanding freshman year. Perhaps hasn't quite equaled his statistics, but he's a very valuable starter.
Certainly, and at the free throw line, you might as well just write down 2 points because he is Mr. Automatic. He is 69, make it 70 now of 78.
And something
for the year, he is 90%.
Wow. Something, too, is he can break the tie. This young man was a forward in 8th grade. He was probably very close to the same size he is now. He's 5'10" as a junior. 12-12, 1:38 to go in the second quarter.
Talk about somebody's free throw shooting and you jinx him right out of one.
Elkins. Nice move. Andy Elkins with his second basket. He has 7 points, and the Bulldogs have the lead.
Very unselfish play there by Ron Jarrett.
Grindstaff looked like he was going to put it up, but brings it back out. Joe Mullen on his knee at the top of the screen. He's usually hoarse by the second quarter. Jack Butcher also doing some cheerleading at the other end of the court. Under a minute, 55 seconds to go. Game 2 of the Terre Haute Semi-State.
Grindstaff, number 21 for Loogootee, has 3 personal fouls, and Jack Butcher left him out there. He said, play the last minute 46. Play it with 3 fouls. Just play smart.
34 seconds.
Well, we've just shot the lights out here in the second quarter. It was only, each team has scored 10 points.
Who's going to take the shot? Jarrett almost with the steal. It'll be Fry. Or rather, Grindstaff, a collision. Boy, look out. And a foul on Bosse.
Grindstaff then turned and ran into Cheney.
Foul on Chris Clayton. We saw a couple of nasty collisions earlier in the year in ball games down in Evansville.
Cheney kind of checking out everything, too. I think he might have got hit. He got kneed. I think the left knee of Grindstaff caught Cheney in the thigh.
In comes John Searles, number 22 for Bosse.
And I like this guy, John Searles. He comes in, plays with a lot of emotion. He'll make things happen. And he had to play nearly the entire first half against Vincennes at the point guard position when Clayton picked up 3 quick fouls. So Clayton heads to the bench again with foul trouble.
And with 7 seconds on the clock, Ryan Grindstaff with his third free throw brings the Lions back within one. He can tie it at 14. That was Clayton's second personal. 5 seconds, and he turned it over. A traveling call. 5 seconds on the clock, and loogootee gets it back.
5th turnover for Bosse. They're going to try to get the ball to Chad Wade, the three-point shooter.
Or Doyle. Got to hurry. And that's the end of the half. A low-scoring affair indeed. As they leave the floor, the Bosse Bulldogs of Evansville with a 1-point lead over the Lions from loogootee. We'll be back in a moment.
Deciding to make an addition to your family is...
You see at 14-13, Bosse at halftime. Dean, we didn't expect this.
Well,
in a way.
In a way we did, because we knew loogootee was going to try to slow down the tempo. I'm not sure either one of us, or maybe even Joe Mullen, realized that loogootee was going to slow it down to the point where they weren't even looking at the basket. Nante and Bullock and Doyle each took their turn just inside the hash mark of standing and holding the ball, and therefore we ended up with the 4-2 first quarter and 14-13 here at the half.
I think you've got to give Bosse credit. They too have been patient.
They have been patient. They haven't got impatient and made some silly mistakes. They're sticking to their game plan too. They want to do what they want to do as far as getting the ball down and getting the ball inside either Elkins and Derritt, and so far it's worked.
This is one of the most unique tournaments you'll ever see, and we'll tell you why as we talk to the tournament director, Jerry Heil, right after this.
We've played one game here, and Bedford has advanced to the night game of the Terre Haute Semi-State. They won 56-54 over Terre Haute North. We're halfway through the second half of our doubleheader as the Bosse Bulldogs lead the loogootee Lions 14-13.
Once again at halftime at the Holman Center. Again, this is a very unique tournament. We'll tell you why as we talk to the tournament director. I'd like to bring in Jerry Heil. He's the principal of Terre Haute South High School, but he's also directing. Jerry, this is just, it's a different type of thing, isn't it? And why?
It certainly, I guess this is Hoosier hysteria at its best. The impact of Damon Bailey, the media impact, the requests from that, the demand on tickets. This is the second semi-state we have hosted. The Terre Haute South has hosted, and the first one was nothing like this.
When you say media, where do they come from?
Well, they come from all over. A long time ago, we got a request from a TV station in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we've had people from Denver, Colorado wanting credentials. It just comes from throughout the Midwest.
I know there are a lot of people that you know in the Evansville. You've got Evansville ties, don't you?
Yes, I do. I'm from Dale, Indiana. Originally, that's where I grew up. I did my student teaching at Evansville Bosse, so I have a little bit of a tie there. The principal was a freshman when I was doing my student teaching there, and the AD was on the basketball team. I was working with Herman Keller.
Oh my gosh, one of the great names in Bosse. Again, Jerry, you're a great host. It's been quite a day. I'm sure it'll continue to be.
Well, thank you, Mike. We enjoy hosting a tournament. We hope you folks enjoy it here.
Listen, it's going to be a sensational second half, but we got some more halftime activity coming our way. But first, listen to this. First half stats, when it's 14-13, there can't be a lot of scoring.
Right? Not really pretty on the field goal percentage either. 31% for the Bosse Bulldogs. Loogootee at 29%, but 86% free throw shooting for Bosse, 6 of 7, and Loogootee has hit 9 of 12 rebounding. Bosse leads there 11-6, and the turnovers about the same, 5-4.
We're going to come back, tell you how the other semi-states are going. We know, first of all, here, Bedford is in 56-54 over Terre Haute North. We'll tell you who else is winning it throughout the state when we return in just a moment. Some of the other winners this afternoon in other semi-states.
We can tell you that Lafayette Jeff has beaten Lebanon by the score of 78-74. So Lebanon's 15-game winning streak is down the drain. Of course, that is in the Lafayette semi-state. At Indianapolis, Southport knocked out Martinsville. The young Artesians had their top 6 players, all juniors. They lost 60-59 in overtime. And in the second games, we have Concord leading Whitko 37-28. So the number one. It hasn't been the prettiest first half you've ever seen of basketball. But the Loogootee Lions have slowed the tempo down exactly where they wanted it, and they only trailed the Bosse Bulldogs by 1 point.
14-13. Bosse with the lead and the ball as we begin the third quarter. 16 minutes away from a trip to the finals, and a whistle away from the ball. 3-second violation. Loogootee will get it back. High point people. Elkins with 7 points for Bosse. Wade with 6 for Loogootee.
Ron Darrett said, let's put a little pressure on now. And the Bulldogs are full court. Well, whoever wins this game is certainly going to be rested for tonight's game. They probably worked harder warming up than they have during the game.
In case you joined us, Loogootee with some very lengthy offensive possessions, some almost 2 minutes in length, made for a very quick first half. Loogotee's had one lead. Bosse jumped out 4-0. But Bosse led it, or Loogootee led it 8-7. They trail here 14-13.
We can also tell you at Indianapolis, Richmond is leading Newcastle 22-17. And we gave you the Concord 37-28 late in the first half. That's at Fort Wayne. At Lafayette, Anderson is leading Gary Roosevelt 13-7. So that would be quite an upset. Anderson, unranked, has the worst record in the tournament that's left. And Gary Roosevelt 23-2. They've been ranked number 1. And they are number 3 in the state.
We've played almost 2 minutes. We played nearly 3 minutes before a score in the first half, the first quarter. 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. They go to Grindstaff. He'll kick it back out. This is Jeff Doyle. Doyle with 3 points in the first quarter. He is now 25 points shy of the Loogootee record. He will not get it this afternoon.
2 minutes in this possession. Took over at 7:41. We're now 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
A 5-point lead would seem like a 25 to one of these teams. Down to Doyle. Gets Cheney off the floor and puts it in. So the strategy worked. Jeff Doyle gives the Lions a 15-14 lead. Darrett down to Elkins, muscles his way in and scores.
Pretty tough to stop Elkins when he gets it in that deep. And then again, there is Darrett, the one that's driving and creating the situation.
2-on-1. Doyle goes down, and a foul on Andy Elkins.
Elkins can't believe it, and neither can Joe Mullen. He says, you got to be kidding me.
They had a 2-on-1 situation. They broke the break. Credit Kenny Fry with getting it out of there, as the Bulldogs had terrific pressure. Now watch.
There's Elkins. There was Elkins, and there was Doyle. That's a tough one, especially on the fly.
So Loogootee with the lead and the ball, 16-15, or no, trailing 16-15. 4:45. Doyle again starting to get active, misses the shot. Darrett with a rebound. Darrett down, up, and a rebound by Grindstaff. We mentioned before, this is Loogootee's 4th regular season to go undefeated. They did it in 64, 75, and 82 were the other seasons. 75, Jack Butcher said, may have been his best team. There was another Butcher on that team.
That's right, Billy Butcher. He was an all-state player.
Very fine ball club.
the Lions' Den. They were undefeated there this year. They were undefeated everywhere this year. And they're trying to stay that way.
Down to almost 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bosse still with a 1-point lead. Banging it around. Doyle knocked away by Jeff Doyle. But Wade with the missed shot, and Bosse will bring it up with a 1-point lead. Bedford a winner this morning, 56-54 over Terre Haute North. Bedford is in, but we'll have to wait a while before we find out who they'll be playing. Darrett dumps it down. Cheney. Pope with the follow-up. Antoine Pope. Great athletic move. That's Pope's first basket. And it's Bosse's biggest lead of the second half, 18-15. Stolen by Antoine Pope.
Pope's the defensive back on the football team, and he just kind of stepped in front of the quarterback Doyle that time.
Darrett gets Nancy off the court and puts it in. Ron Darrett and Jack Butcher wants a timeout. Bosse opens it up. They're up by 5, and when we come back, 2:36 remains in the third quarter. Bosse camping a 4-point flurry. Here we go.
Great move by Ronnie Darrett. Got Nante in the air, drove it to the baseline, and that puts up the biggest lead of the day at 5 points, 20-15, 6 straight points.
Now the Lions must protect the basketball. The Bulldogs are arguably as fine a defensive team as the Lions have met all year. There's another steal. Pope takes it up, and Antoine Pope is having quite a third quarter. 2 key baskets and a steal. And the Bulldogs by 7. Fry gets it across, draws a real crowd.
Bosse really starting to pick up the defense. They look like sharks right now, Mike.
They sure do.
They see the wounded Loogootee team, and they look like sharks zeroing in.
Doyle for 3. Jeff Doyle, who says he's improved his game by going outside, proves it with his first 3-pointer, and Loogootee is back within 4.
That's such a big bucket.
And a steal. Fry. Great play by Fry to Doyle. A tremendous steal by Kenny Fry, and again it's a 2-point ball game. 1:15 to go in the third quarter. Clayton back to Pope, and just like that, Antoine Pope with his third basket, only this for 3. The Dogs are back by 5.
But the tempo is starting to swing in Bosse's favor, Mike. And Jack Butcher realized that, and he says, whoa, wait a minute. Back it out, run the clock.
Loogootee trailed 14-13 at the quarter. Second quarter, the half. It was a 4-2 ball game after the first quarter. Loogootee trails by 5 with 35 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Fry took a quick peek at the clock.
Doyle, strong move, and a great rebound. Cheney, Mike Cheney.
I don't think Clayton realizes the clock's running down.
1 second. They're not going to get it off. We're down to the final 8 minutes. Who will meet Bedford? Tonight we'll find out with a final frame coming up. There you see the cheerleaders from Loogootee and from Bosse. Both schools with tremendous support. Great followings here at a sold-out Hellman Center. We begin the final basket. Somebody left Nani all alone, and he burns the Bosse Bulldogs with his first basket of the ball game. 25-22. Loogootee back within 3. Garrett down to Elkins. And a foul on Kenny Fry.
Kenny said, yep, you got me. I sure did it.
That is Fry's second. And Andy Elkins, who has 2 second-half points and 9 for the contest, will go to the line. Andy says his favorite athlete is Rex Chapman.
I found that very interesting. He's just a little bit bigger than Rex, and probably would certainly like to have Rex's jumping ability, although probably not right now since Rex is recovering with a stress fracture.
Boy, we hope that's not going to be a serious career-threatening injury.
Talked to his dad, Wayne, the other day, and he said, oh, killed it. Just starting to play well. Team was going good.
Bulldogs back on top by 5. 27-22. Antoine Pope with the quick hands. Pope with an MVP performance in the 3rd quarter.
You have to have somebody to step up and take control.
Clayton with a missed shot. Cheney goes down and Doyle gets the rebound. Joe Mullen says that Antoine Pope has the quickest pair of hands he's had of any player since Mark Friel. Here's Doyle, misses the shot. Kenny Grindstaff with a save. Doyle goes up and draws the foul. No traveling.
Good call. Got a little bit of a shuffling of the feet. Jack Butcher says, no way. There's no way.
So Bossy brings it down. 6:35 remaining. Garrett goes up. Pope got his hands on it. Would have been an incredible rebound. The Loogootee fans wanted an over the back, but they got the basketball instead. Loogootee unbeaten, 25-0, 4th ranked, trying to preserve it. The miss by Chad Wade. And Bossy will bring it down with under 6 minutes remaining.
Well, when Cheney grabs a rebound, you know it's his.
For those just seeing Mike Cheney for the first time, he is related to a more famous Cheney in the state of Indiana, Calvert of IU. He's a first cousin. Ball goes up into the stands, and the officials talk it over. It'll be Bossy's ball.
Good piece of officiating that time. Both officials getting together and saying, okay, what do you have? Jack Butcher says, whatever it is, it's not the right call. Bossy could open up their biggest lead of the day. It's 5 right now.
Into the middle, they got it to Doyle. Clayton. And he'll slow it down. 5:18 remaining. That's the difference of the Bossy teams in years past. They'd have come down and jacked it up. Elkins, great rebound, and a putback.
Elkins so strong in there, and he's definitely going to get it back up on the board, and you're either going to have to foul him or let him have it.
29-22, Nante to Doyle.
Good play that time by the Lions. Nante and Doyle. Nante knew who was going to shoot that one.
12 points for Doyle. Garrett puts it up. And a foul on Antoine Pope. Joe Mullen says, slow it down. 3 on Pope. As the Lions will bring it down, 4:39 remaining. There have been 2 7-point advantages. I think when Doyle hit the 3-point shot, it was a 7-point spread to cut it to 4. 22-18. Now it was 29-22.
They've had it twice. think they're trying to get a clear out for Doyle.
Nani with good position and a foul on Mike Cheney. That's 3 on Cheney. So he and Pope both have 3 fouls. Grindstaff has 3 for Loogootee. Nobody fouled out in the morning game. .4:18 on the clock as you look at some of the Bulldog fans. From way out, Grindstaff goes out of bounds. The Bulldogs will take it over. Again, we remind you we'll have the championship game here on the IHSA network tonight at 8 p.m. local time, 7 p.m. for those watching in Central Time Zone. 29-24, 3:51 remaining. It was 4-2 Boise at the quarter, 14-13. They led at the third quarter, but Kenny Fry with a steal and a foul. And that is 4 on Antoine Pope.
That's a big foul for Antoine. He definitely wanted to stop the wide open lay-in by Fry. Fry was going to get 2 points. So will Joe Mullen leave Antoine in, or will he bring in John Searles? We've only had 1 substitute on both sides. Scott Bullock for the Loogootee Lions and John Searles for Bosse.
Kenny Fry, the leading assist man. He's also a very fine baseball player. And he gets only his 2nd point, but it's a big one. With 3:41 on the clock, he brings the Lions back within 4. Timeout, Weiss. We're coming back. There you see it. 4 points in less than 4 minutes remaining. Today's telecast of the IHSA Semi-State from Terre Haute, an exclusive of WFIE TV. It may not be rebroadcast in whole or in part without the express written consent of WFIE TV and the IHSAA. Doyle goes up, and the Bulldogs bring it down. 29-25. 3.5 minutes from a trip to the finals of the Terre Haute Semi-State, which has been sold out for a long time. Tickets going at a record high.
It's like Super Bowl tickets. We heard $300 for a single ticket to this game today. That's a scalper's delight, Mr. Blake.
To Elkins, good position and a block by Grindstaff.
Grindstaff in behind Elkins, returning the favor from the other end when Elkins got the clean block. Elkins is the leading scorer for the Bulldogs at 13. Doyle has 12 for the Lions.
Jack Butcher yelling, trap him. Down to 2:45. Bosse with a 4-point lead. They're looking for their 19th win in a row. Garrett takes it into the paint, gets the shot, and gets the foul. A big basket by Ronnie Garrett. Brian Grindstaff and his 4th.
So Grindstaff and Pope both with 4 fouls now. So foul by either one of those fellows, and they're through for the day. At least through for the afternoon.
Bosse back up by 6, 2:33 on the clock. As Darrett looks for his 10th point. If you're looking for 3-pointers, there's one of them by Doyle. He's one of those shoots. Nanti Doesn't get it. Cheney with a big rebound, and he draws the foul. Mike Cheney. Foul on Doyle, I believe. That's his first personal. 2:16 remaining in the contest.
Here comes the pressure, and we talked about would Bosse be able to handle the pressure by Loogootee.
Cheney gets it stripped away, and a foul on Mike Cheney. And that's 4 on Cheney. Cheney, by being such a strong rebounder, he's taken some of the pressure off of Ron Darrett.
Mike lost the ball that time, and then just out of frustration committed the foul.
Joe Mullen brings Chris Clayton over for a discussion. Still 2:05. You don't want to send a team to the line, cut the time, or use that clock. But Grindstaff goes to the line and cuts it to 5. Grindstaff's 4th point, all from the free throw line.
A strange game.
It remains 31-26, 2:09.
And he said, I'd like to get rid of it this time.
Taken away by Fry, but he misses a layup. Doyle goes up, and a block by Antoine Pope. The Loogootee people can't believe it. And traveling on Antoine Pope. To say the least, some gutsy calls at both ends of the court.
Calls or no calls? Neither coach real happy right now with what's going on.
31-26, 1:32 to go. Doyle, he'll put it up. Quite a move. Nanti back in. It's blocked. And a foul.
And that'll be 5 on Grindstaff. He's gone.
It comes with 1:21 on the clock. So 6-foot senior Brian Grindstaff is coming out, and coming in is Scott Bullock. And Antoine Pope will go to the free throw line. Again, Bedford winning the opener 56-54. We'll meet the winner of this game. You'll see it live here on the IHSA network at 8 o'clock Terre Haute time, or 7 p.m. if you're watching in the Evansville area. Bosse will get the ball out.
That was only the 4th personal foul, so there was no 1-and-1 there.
And again, Andy Elkins, as we've seen before, when it's crunch time, they want him bringing up the court.
Well, he used to be a point guard about a year and a half ago until he grew 5 inches, and he's an excellent free throw shooter.
The Bosse people wanting a call. We're down under a minute, 56 as you see. And finally a foul. Doyle finally gets hold of Clayton. That is Jeff Doyle's 2nd personal.
Very close to an intentional foul because Doyle was not going for the ball. But you're not going to get many officials that's going to call an intentional foul with 53 seconds to go in a semi-state game.
53 seconds on the clock. And Chris Clayton, who does not have a point this afternoon, will try to correct that situation. But a big rebound by Andy Elkins. Pope down to Darrett. Darrett's going to put it up and in. A very big basket. 7 points with 36 seconds to go. Doyle and a block by Elkins. Wade misfires and a foul on Chad Wade.
Darrett came very close to double dribbling before he got fouled.
So it appears with 30 seconds to go, 27 seconds, the Boise Bulldogs will be meeting the Bedford North Stars tonight. $11 points for Ron Darrett as he goes to the free throw line.
With 27 seconds to go, Ron Darrett could just about put the final nail in the coffin. It has been a great year for the Loogootee Lions, Mike.
Tremendous year. They captured the school's 15th sectional, a 6th regional title. And Loogootee will bring it up. 25 seconds, but they've got a bunch of scoring to do. They're down by 8. Bullock loses it. Doyle's got to put it up and does, and a foul. Mike Chaney. And that'll drive a coach nuts. That's 5. Chaney makes an exit with 16 seconds to go. Chaney's 5th foul. He is gone. Jeff Doyle goes to the line. He has 14 points. And he will try to cut it to 5. A fine ball game for Mike Chaney.
And I think Jack Butcher and Jeff Doyle are talking it over whether to intentionally miss this free throw.
Joe Mullen's going to ice it for a moment if he can. But there they go. They're going to freeze it 16 seconds as the strategy continues. What would you do? Would you have him miss it?
I think with 16 seconds left, you almost have to, because you've got to have 2 possessions. And if you don't, then you're down 5. And because you're almost going to have to come down and take the 3. If you miss this one and get a 3-pointer, then you're still down 3 points. And you've got to call timeout and come up with another possession. So I think it's almost inevitable that that young lady's team's going to have to try and miss the free throw.
Typifies the tremendous amount of emotions that you have in a tournament. There's no other tournament like it. Hoosier hysteria, 36-28. Our graphic was, let's update it. It's 34-28, a 6-point ball game. 16 seconds on the clock. They can cut it to 5. What a job this guy's done. Joe Mullen, his 10th year, and he's spelling out, hey guys, here's what we've got to do.
I think I heard no fouls in there. Loogootee 25-0, undefeated, looking for a chance to go to the final 8 in the state. They're down 6 points, and the Boise fans chanting goodbye. They think it's over.
So Jeff Doyle has 14 points. He's halfway. It appears that he will not become the school's all-time leading scorer, but what an effort he has had. Andy Elkins clears it. Darrett, he's going to take it up, and a jam. Ron Darrett. 5 seconds. Boise and Bedford in the finals. It's all over. The final score, Evansville Boise 36, Loogootee 28. Both coaches and teams meet at midcourt. There's the tremendous agony and hurt of Loogootee, but they have nothing to be ashamed of. What a year for the 25-1 Loogootee Lions. But they have found out, as so many teams have found out, the Bossy Bulldogs are for real, Dean. And I think they'll be the best, toughest test for Bedford tonight at 8 o'clock.
Well, I'm not so sure that Bedford has seen a team with quite so much athletic ability as Ron Darrett and Andy Elkins and Mike Chaney will have on the front line. That will be a good test, and we are going to have one whale of a final here in Terre Haute.
We'll be back with some final comments at the Holman Center in just a moment.
The following Bedford businesses wish the Bedford North Lawrence Stars the best of luck. Bedford Federal Savings and Loan, Bolt's Auto Supplies, Bedford Independent Federal Credit Union, McIntyre Construction, Bedford National Bank, Indiana National Bank, and Bedford Lincoln Mercury. Good luck in the IHSAA Semi-State Tournament. Make the Patriots see stars.
Wonder why you see so many.
What's new for spring at S&K? Beautiful wool blend suits at $149.97. So well made, we call them the best value in America. And here's the best value in America in a hopsack blazer. At just $89.97, it's a classic. And check S&K's special price on button-down Oxford cloth dress shirts, 2 for $36. Now I ask you, where but S&K are you going to find values like that? S&K, the best place in America to buy menswear.
Getting into drugs and being high is a stupid thing to do. So being in control and saying no is not the easiest thing to do. Be unoriginal and take a stand to a free to say no. Don't let a friend push you in to taking drugs. You got it right. To say no, no, right to say no.
36-28, the final. Bossy over Loogootee. Dean, when it was 4-2 after the first quarter, we didn't know what to expect, but turned out to be a pretty good ball game.
I think the Loogootee Lions did exactly what they had to do. They had to try and slow the tempo, because I think once you saw the tempo get a little more upbeat, then you could definitely see Bossy had the advantage. Jack Butcher realized that, and that's why he's in the coaching business, and that's why he's been around for 33 years. He realized that his team for the 32 minutes would be a little overmatched as far as the athletic and running up and down the floor, and Bossy would get too many easy buckets, so he literally just took the first quarter and made it a wash, and he just said 4-2 is going to be it.
Let's bring in one of the victorious assistant coaches. This is Marshall Mason, the coach of the Bossy Bulldogs. Coach, I know this was a tough ball game. First of all, your comments about getting out of here with a win.
Well, I think we're real fortunate the way the game was played, and talking about tempo of the game. They held it for a long time. Our guys showed a lot of patience. We made some adjustments at halftime. We put a little more pressure on the ball, and we caused some turnovers there. Before we were really laying off, they had one kid just holding the ball, and we laid off and tried to help out with him, so we went out and picked him up and made him play a little bit, so that helped. Full court press helped us a lot. We got some turnovers off of that.
I think a lot of fans would be interested. How did you prepare for Loogootee? What did you do differently in practice this week, if anything?
Well, we really didn't work against the stall. We just, from our scouting reports, tried to run their offense, what we knew about their offense, and we didn't have to play against it because they never played what we ran against. So we basically had to run against, or play defense against their spread offense, which we didn't work against. So we, as the game came down, we really didn't, the things that we worked against, we didn't have to use. This afternoon.
You've won with defense. Did you feel like that's what ended up making the tempo a little quicker there in the second half, especially in that end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter?
I think so. What we planned on doing at halftime, Mater Dei played basically the same way, and what we did, we put pressure on the ball and sagged off because they were looking for cuts in the lane, and it worked out for us. I'll have to go back to, we did get some turnovers off the full court press, and when we did, and it did get our guys going a little bit and made them play a little better man-to-man defense.
We got to turn to tonight's game. How do you try to at least slow down Damon Bailey and Bedford North Lawrence?
Well, I think, you have to go with what's been working for you. I don't think we're going to do anything different. We're not going to come up with any freak defenses or anything like that. Basically, what we have to do is put our guys against theirs and just play straight up. And I'm sure that's what we haven't discussed Bedford, and that was I was assigned to Bedford scouting and things like that. And then my suggestion to Joe's going to be, you know, just match our athletes against theirs and go man-to-man. I don't think we'll have the type of game that we had this afternoon. I think they'll get out and play with us.
What do you think's going to happen?
Well, hopefully we're going to win. That's what we're here for, and it's been a long time, and it'd be great if we can go back to Indianapolis and play in the Hoosier Dome, and it'll be good for us. It'll be good for the city of Evansville. So that's what we want to do. That's all the guys have talked about. You know, they want to go up there.
Okay, congratulations, a great game, and good luck tonight.
Good luck, Marshall. We'll see you tonight. Should be a whale of a ball game. We've got some stats of this game that just completed. Again, 36-28. Some interesting statistics to say the least.
Not great shooting on the half of Loogootee. 8 of 27, 13 of 27, same number of shots for Bosse, and they hit 5 more of them. Free throws about the same. Rebounding, way a big edge there for the Bosse Bulldogs. Out rebounding Loogootee 24-14, and turnovers, as you would expect Bosse to turn it over a little bit more with their style of play.
Leading scorers, Derritt with 14, Elkins 13, just like it should be. They're both averaging 19 a game, and Jeff Doyle, an outstanding young man, concludes a career just shy of the school's all-time scoring record. Boy, it'd be great to see him down at USI, who are looking at it, but wherever he goes, he'll be a fine addition to their program.
We are going to see a great basketball game tonight. Dean, it's not going to be a one-man versus the team, because we saw Bedford North Lawrence is certainly much more than Damon Bailey. Loogootee will have their legs back tonight against Castle last week on Saturday night against Bedford. Exactly. Bosse had their legs, you know, taken out from them a little bit from the afternoon game, but tonight they're going to have their legs.
You bet. Bosse and Bedford, 2 of the top 7 ranked teams in the state, 2 of the premier players, 3 or 4 for that matter, all kinds of talent. We'll see you back here at 8 o'clock live. But again, our story here this afternoon at the Hulman Center early. Bedford 56, Terre Haute North 54. And here in the second game, Bosse advances 36-28 over the Loogootee Lions. For all of us on the IHSA Network, thanks for watching, everybody. For Dean Webster, this is Mike Blake. We'll see you tonight from the Hulman Center, where it'll be Bedford and Bosse. 8 o'clock Terre Haute time, live from the Hulman Center. For now, so long, everybody.
Listen to Newswatch on the radio at 6 and 10 on the new WWOK.